Okay, I'm recording this on my H4 as well to get a little higher fidelity. I don't know how it's going to align, and there's probably a lot of wind. But here I am taking my walk, and sorry about the wind. But this recording will probably not be shared with family. That's my guess, because I'm going to try to make it spiritual. But this is me right now at 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday, day before I leave West Virginia after this family gathering for Mom's 80th birthday. And I felt good being here, or I feel good. I mean, there's been some struggle. It's basically been all about, the happiness and joy from the family and being here in the gathering is a structure that is set up on top of my inner pain, neediness, hurt, anger. So it serves to cover that up, but when I go home, go to the motel room, and I'm alone, it comes out, and then I sort of like that because I confront a deeper part of myself. And that's where I do the spiritual work. That's the excavation, the emotional excavation work. Or I can't think of words as easily because I'm concentrating on a couple things at once during this video. So what I'm trying to say is that although it's painful, the soul excavation work is necessary. Otherwise life is just a construct, an experience on the superficial level, built up upon and on top of the unconscious fear, needs, guilt, shame, insecurity, desires, anger, resentment, all of that. So in the future we're going to merge the two worlds, and the superficial will no longer be superficial. The superficial is superficial when it doesn't include the deeper, when it blocks off the deeper, and often serves to block off the deeper and to ward off uncomfortable inner feelings. Of course, there's all kinds of sensations and emotions that go along with the superficial structure, the fabricated self. And you can have deep, seemingly deep and profound thoughts and emotions that are still part of the false self. Most people mistake those for real core depth. But you'll find that even very emotional people are using those feelings and sensations, or the dramatic part of the drama of their life, to cover core wounds like real needs and real hurt that are lifelong yearnings that have never been fulfilled, and have been lifelong yearnings that have been either stifled or have caused disillusionment or pain or resentment. And then those sores are scabs, and barriers are covering over those wounds and sores. And the person uses things in their life to build up the barrier against ever feeling pain or weakness again, And then weakness can be felt on the level of the superficial self. It's seeming weakness, the appearance of weakness, but it's in the realm of the fabrication. It's kind of subtle stuff. Most people don't realize it and probably deny that this is true. But there's many different levels of being, and then each level is false compared to the deeper level. So I may have feelings and emotions right now and think, oh, those are pretty deep. But there's another level deeper than that once I reach that, I'll see that these other emotions were just time and space based, and very, very much constructs of an ephemeral reality, or basically called illusion. And thus you have the verses of the Baha'i writings, grieve thou not over the troubles and hardships of this netherworld, nor be thou glad in times of ease and comfort, for both shall pass away. This present life is even as a swelling wave, or mirage, or drifting shadows. Could ever a distorted image on the desert serve as refreshing waters? No, by the Lord of Lords, never can reality and the mere semblance of reality be one. And wide is the difference between fancy and fact, between truth and the phantom thereof. Know thou that the kingdom is the real world, and this nether place is only its shadow stretching out. Thy shadow hath no life of its own. Its existence is only a fantasy and nothing more. It is but images reflected in water and seeming as pictures to the eye. So on each level of this worldly life, as we go deeper and deeper, we find it to be illusion until what do we come to but the realization that the essential reality is God. Our perception is illusion. But the paradox is that we can have the sense and the realization that God is truth. But how that operates within the human soul, in that the soul realizes the transcendent reality while it still itself exists in the realm of illusion relative to the spiritual reality, is quite paradoxical. And it's hard to speak about that. I right now am not exactly experiencing things that deeply. I'm referring to it, but I will attempt now to go there. It's very difficult because I'm kind of attached to looking at the monitor, the screen of the camera, and doing the technical stuff. So to be doing the technical stuff while experiencing having deep spiritual experiences is quite a challenge. I'm going to try to, also being a little bit self-conscious that I'm with family here, I'm going to try to do it. Help me, God, at this moment, just here in my attachment to things, to my desire, attachment for results, and my stumbling on my words and having to articulate some deep things while I'm doing this technology. Hey, that's an excuse. Oh, if you were doing this, you'd see it would be harder to articulate correctly. But having my articulation not come from pride and self, but from just wanting to share the message most accurately for people. I want to be natural. I don't want to force it and appear intellectual. I mean, basically, I'm very emotional. Thank God it's fairly private here. But anyway, basically, yeah, I'm just attached, walking along. I'm thinking about my brother, how he is, and what that's all about. I feel it's weird, the egos of brothers, there's competition and envy and all of that, all of those needs inside I can feel it in my chest, in my stomach. All of that, fears, worries, people, how you relate to them, how God help me. It's a mess, but it's a beautiful mess, because I know your love is there. I know it's all working out for good. Whatsoever may happen is for the best, because affliction is but the essence of bounty, and sorrow and toil are mercy unalloyed, and anguish is peace of mind, and to make a sacrifice is to receive a gift. And whatsoever may happen hath issued from God's grace. If I have that knowledge really deep down, then any stumbling, any mess up, it's all part of your path to teach, to learn. It's all for good. Even the suffering and pain of things that we do wrong and the consequences, well, that's for our learning, for our edification. All that's beautiful. Everything is. Even our own feeling of shame is beautiful. That's all part of your path, because you created it all. If we can just know that you're behind everything, because you're the creator. Do you know what that means, the creator? We're just the creature. It doesn't matter. It's like he's always there behind us. His love is always there for us.